All right, so today we are taking a deep dive into the world of YouTube advertising, specifically for businesses here in Australia. We found this awesome blog post from Now Technology Systems. They're an Aussie web design and marketing company, and they really seem to know their stuff.
Oh, yeah, they've got some really smart strategies in this post.
For sure, we're going to break it all down for you today.
It's cool.
So they don't just talk about YouTube in general, they really focus on what Aussie businesses can do.
Yeah, the unique opportunities and the challenges, right?
Exactly.
Being in Australia.
Yeah, and they start off with this stat. Australians watch over 20 million hours of YouTube every month.
Wow.
That's a crazy number, right?
That's huge.
It's a massive potential audience.
Absolutely.
But it also means you have to be smart about how you reach those people.
You really do.
Got to stand out.
Yeah, and one of the things they highlight is that unlike TV ads where people are often just passively watching, YouTube viewers are actively choosing content.
Right. They're looking for something.
They're engaged.
Yeah.
So your message can actually have a chance to land.
So how do you actually create those captivating videos? What are we thinking here?
Well, first impressions are everything.
Okay.
So you've got to grab their attention.
Right away.
Right away, those first few seconds.
Okay, I'm picturing like classic Aussie ads, with those catchy jingles and that kind of quirky humor. Do you think that still works?
It can, definitely. But they also point out that Australians, we like straightforward communication.
Right.
No fluff.
Straight to the point.
So whether it's humor, a bold statement, or just a quick look at the value you offer.
Yeah.
It's got to be clear and concise.
No beating around the bush.
Exactly.
What about the content of the videos themselves? What kind of videos do you think really resonate with Australians?
Well, they really emphasize providing value.
Okay.
So think educational content, how-to videos, even behind the scenes, looks at your business.
Yeah.
Australians are practical.
Yeah.
And we appreciate authenticity.
It's not just about selling a product.
Right. It's showing you understand them, their needs, and you can offer real solutions.
Exactly.
And this all has to be aligned with your brand message, right?
Oh, it does, yeah.
Like you want your videos to reinforce your values.
Yes, definitely.
And the personality that defines your business.
Absolutely.
And of course, you can't forget the call to action. You got to tell people what to do.
You do.
What you want them to do.
Absolutely.
Visit your website, whatever it is.
Whether it's subscribing to your channel.
Yeah.
Making a purchase, yeah.
So now let's talk about targeted advertising. Now, Technology Systems calls it precision targeting. And I think this is a really key part of YouTube.
It is. It's all about making your budget work harder. Instead of just blasting your message to everyone, you can use YouTube's targeting options to reach the people that are actually interested.
So how does that actually work?
Well, they break it down into 3 key areas. First, you got demographics. This is where you really get into who your audience is.
Okay.
Their age, gender, interests.
Yeah, and all the details, all that stuff, yeah.
That makes sense.
So, for example, if you're selling surfboards, you're probably not targeting retirees in Tasmania.
Probably not.
You'd be looking for younger people, coastal areas.
Yeah.
With an interest in surfing. Makes sense.
Okay, then there's interest targeting.
Yeah, this is where you look at viewers' preferred channels.
Yeah.
And the video topics to fine-tune where your ad is shown.
So you can target people based on what they're already watching.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It is.
You're tapping into their existing interests.
Yeah.
And giving them ads that are relevant.
Absolutely.
And then there's location targeting.
Which is obviously important for businesses in a specific area.
Like Australia.
Exactly.
You can make sure your ads are seen by people in the regions where your business operates.
Makes sense.
So once you've got these ads up and running, we need to think about optimization.
We do.
Now, Technology Systems talks about A/B testing. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Can you explain it?
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple. You create a few versions of your ad with slight variations, maybe different headlines, visuals, calls to action. You run them at the same time and see which performs better.
So you're basically experimenting to see what your audience likes.
Exactly.
So it's data-driven, not just guessing.
Exactly.
You're using real results to make better decisions.
Yes, and that helps you maximize your return on investment.
Right, getting the most out of your money.
Absolutely.
So with all this talk about testing and optimization, how do you actually track the performance of your ads?
Well, YouTube has a great tool for that. YouTube Analytics.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's like a backstage pass to how people are watching.
Oh, cool.
You can see how viewers are interacting with your content and whether your ads are actually working.
So what kind of things can you see in YouTube Analytics?
Well, they highlight 3 key metrics that are really important for any business using YouTube ads. First, you've got watch time. This tells you how long viewers are actually watching.
So are they watching the whole thing?
Yeah. Or are they clicking away after a few seconds?
Right. So if people are dropping off early,
Hmm.
maybe you need to change something.
Yeah, maybe your intro needs to be more interesting.
Yeah.
Or the whole video just needs to be more compelling.
Okay. Then you've got engagement metrics.
Yes, this is all about how viewers are interacting. Are they liking, sharing, commenting?
Right. Are they talking about it?
Yeah, it gives you a sense of how much people like it.
If it's sparking conversation.
Exactly.
Okay. And finally, you've got conversion rates.
Yes, this is the big one.
This is the goal, right?
This tells you how many people are actually taking action.
Visiting your website, making a purchase.
All of that.
So conversion rates are the ultimate measure of success. It's not just about views.
Yeah.
It's about getting results for your business.
Exactly.
And remember how we talked about A/B testing before? Those analytics help you figure out which version of your ad is best.
Yes.
You're making decisions based on data.
It's a continuous cycle of testing, analyzing, and refining.
I like it.
Yeah, by monitoring your analytics and making adjustments based on what you see. Your YouTube ad campaigns can always be evolving
And improving.
and improving. Exactly.
So we've talked about a lot. Creating content, targeted advertising, A/B testing, using analytics. But before we move on, I think it's important to talk about regulations.
Yes, especially in Australia.
Now, Technology Systems actually emphasizes this,
They do.
particularly complying with the guidelines set forth by the Advertising Standards Bureau.
The ASB, yep.
Okay, so what are some of the key things that businesses need to be aware of in Australia?
Well, it boils down to honesty and transparency.
Okay.
Consumers here are pretty savvy.
Right.
They appreciate brands that are upfront
Yeah.
and ethical.
So no misleading claims or anything?
No, definitely not.
Okay, so it's not just about following the rules.
Right.
It's about doing the right thing.
Yeah, building a strong reputation.
For honesty, all right, so we've covered creating good content, targeting the right audience, testing, using analytics, and complying with regulations. That's a lot. What stands out to you as the most important takeaway?
I think the key takeaway is that YouTube has leveled the playing field. For businesses of all sizes,
Okay.
it can help you reach a huge audience.
But you need to be strategic about it.
You really do.
It's not just about spending money on ads and hoping for the best.
Right.
You need a clear strategy, good content, and a deep understanding of who you're trying to reach.
And you need to be willing to learn and adapt.
Okay.
The digital world is always changing,
Yeah.
so it's important to stay curious.
Keep learning
Yeah, and never stop experimenting.
to find what works best.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and remember, there are resources available to help you,
Okay.
whether it's blog posts like the one we talked about today, or agencies like Now Technology Systems.
Who specialize in this?
Yeah, there's help out there.
Yeah. All right, everyone. That wraps up part 1 of our exploration of YouTube advertising in Australia. We've covered a lot, but there's still more to come. We'll be back soon with part 2, where we'll go even deeper into the insights from Now Technology Systems and explore the amazing opportunities that YouTube offers for Australian businesses. So stay tuned.
Picking up where we left off, Now Technology Systems talks a lot about the future of brands on YouTube. And what's really cool is how they see this playing out in Australia specifically.
Yeah, I was really interested in that section too. What were some of the things that stood out to you?
Well, they're really optimistic about the potential for Aussie businesses to really expand their reach using YouTube,
Okay.
especially small and medium-sized enterprises.
So not just the big players.
Right.
Anyone can use it.
Exactly. They even suggest thinking beyond Australia, like going global.
Wow, going global with YouTube.
Yeah, it's a global platform.
Did they give any examples of Australian businesses that have done that?
They don't mention specific case studies, but they do point out that more and more people are watching video online.
Yeah, for sure.
And YouTube is becoming the main platform for brands to tell their story.
Right, to showcase their product.
Exactly, and connect with their audience.
It's not just about those funny ads anymore.
Right, it's about building a brand presence.
And engaging with people.
Yeah, in a more meaningful way.
They make a comparison between YouTube and traditional TV advertising.
They do. They argue that YouTube offers a level of engagement that TV just can't match.
I can see that on YouTube you're actively choosing what you watch.
Right, and you can comment, share, and engage with the content.
You don't really see that with TV.
No, you don't. And that creates a lot of opportunities for businesses.
But it can also be a bit daunting, right?
It can, especially for smaller businesses who might not have a lot of experience with video.
Yeah, it's one thing to understand the potential, but it's another to actually create good video content and manage all the technical stuff
Yeah, like targeting the right audience.
and running the campaigns.
Exactly. And that's where now technology systems comes in. They offer their expertise to help businesses navigate all of this.
That makes sense. They really seem to know what they're doing.
They do. They have a deep understanding of the Australian market.
And how to use YouTube effectively.
Yeah, they talk about offering tailored solutions, from creating the videos to fine-tuning your targeting.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed,
Reaching out to experts like them could be a good move.
like having a coach in your corner.
Exactly. Someone to guide you
And answer your question.
and help you avoid any mistakes.
So they can help you develop a strategy.
Yeah, specific to your business and your target audience.
Figure out what kind of content will work.
How to target the right people
And how to track your results.
to make sure you're getting the most out of your budget.
So we've talked about the power of YouTube, creating good content, targeting the right people, and getting expert help. What else do they talk about?
Well, they get into some specifics about the Australian market,
Okay.
like understanding Australian consumer behavior.
Okay, how are Australians different?
Well, they're known for being discerning and value conscious.
Okay,
They appreciate authenticity
right.
and transparency.
So brands need to be careful not to be too pushy.
Exactly. It's about building trust.
And making a genuine connection.
Yeah. Do they give any examples of how to do that?
They do. They suggest showcasing your brand's personality,
Wow.
highlighting customer testimonials, and engaging with people in the comments.
So really interacting with your audience.
Yeah, and being responsive to any feedback,
Being human and approachable.
not just a big corporation.
Exactly. And they also talk about understanding the regulations in Australia.
Right, we talked about the Advertising Standards Bureau being truthful and transparent.
Yes. And they also mentioned the Spam Act of 2003.
What's that about?
It governs electronic marketing communications,
Okay,
like email and text messages.
so you have to get consent before sending anything.
Right. It's not just about ethics, it's about the law.
Do they have any advice on how to deal with all of this?
They suggest talking to legal professionals who specialize in this area
Okay, good advice.
and staying up to date on any changes to the regulations.
Because things can change.
They do change, yeah.
Okay, so understanding Australian consumers, being aware of the regulations, and getting expert help are all really important.
They are crucial for success.
What else stood out to you?
Well, they end their blog post talking about staying ahead of the curve and embracing innovation.
I like that. It's not a one-time thing.
No, you have to constantly be learning
Hmm.
and adapting.
The digital landscape is always changing.
It is, and YouTube is no different.
To stay curious.
Stay informed.
Keep experimenting.
Find new ways to engage your audience.
And achieve your goals.
Exactly. They specifically mention a couple of trends to watch.
Oh, like what?
The rise of short-form video content and the increasing importance of personalization.
Short-form video, like TikTok and Instagram Reels.
Yes, they're becoming super popular, especially with younger people.
Makes sense. People have short attention spans.
They do, and they want quick, engaging content.
So businesses need to adapt.
They do. It's not just about one long video anymore.
You might create a series of shorter videos.
Exactly. Highlight different aspects of your product or service.
Or quick tips and tricks.
Yeah, capture attention, build brand awareness.
Drive traffic to your website.
It's like giving people a taste.
Enticing them to learn more.
Exactly. What about personalization?
How does that fit in?
Well, as technology gets better, we're seeing more ways to tailor content to individual people.
Based on their interests.
Yeah, imagine ads that are specifically for you.
Based on your viewing history, demographics, location.
It's like personalized recommendations.
That's amazing.
It can really increase engagement.
Because it's relevant to you.
Exactly. But we also have to think about the ethical side of this.
That's true. It's powerful technology.
It is. Businesses need to use it responsibly.
Respecting people's privacy.
And being transparent about how they collect data.
Right. It's about finding the right balance.
So beyond these trends, they say the key is to stay agile and adaptable.
Okay.
And always be open to trying new things.
Because the landscape is always changing.
Exactly. Stay curious. Stay informed.
Never stop exploring.
Find new ways to engage your audience.
Okay. So we've talked about the Australian market, understanding consumers, being aware of the regulations, and staying ahead of the curve. We've learned a lot from now technology systems. But there's one more part to go. Stay tuned for part 3. We'll wrap it all up and leave you with something to think about.
All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into YouTube advertising for Australian businesses. We've covered a lot of ground, from creating awesome content to navigating the unique Australian market. But now it's time to think about the future.
Yeah, Now Technology Systems wraps up their blog post with some really interesting thoughts about what's next for video marketing on YouTube.
I'm excited to hear this. What do they see coming?
Well, one of the biggest trends they highlight is the rise of short-form video content.
Okay, like we all think TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, these quick, snappy videos are really grabbing attention.
Yeah, that makes sense. People are busy, they're scrolling through their feeds. A short video is much more likely to catch their eye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And businesses need to adapt to this. It's not just about creating one long video anymore.
Right.
You need to diversify your content. Include those short, punchy videos.
Okay, so you might create a series of short videos that highlight different aspects of your product or service.
Exactly. Or quick tips and tricks related to your industry.
Give people a little taste.
Yeah, entice them to learn more.
I like it. What about personalization?
That's another big one. As technology advances, we're seeing more ways to tailor content to individual viewers.
So the ads you see are more relevant to you.
Exactly, based on your viewing habits, demographics, even your location.
Wow. So it's like getting personalized recommendations.
That's the idea.
But are there any ethical concerns with this?
That's a great point. With any powerful technology, there are always ethical considerations. Businesses need to use personalization responsibly.
Respect user privacy.
Be transparent about how they collect data.
So it's about finding that balance.
Beyond these trends, now Technology Systems really emphasizes the importance of staying agile and adaptable.
Okay.
And always being open to experimentation.
I like that it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
No, the digital landscape is always changing.
YouTube is no different.
Stay curious, stay informed.
Yeah.
Never stop exploring new ways to engage your audience.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, what's the one message you hope people take away?
I think the biggest takeaway is that YouTube is a powerful tool for businesses of all sizes.
Even small businesses.
Yes, it can help you reach your target audience and build real connections.
But you need to be strategic.
You do. Create great content, target the right people, and be willing to adapt as things change.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
There are experts out there who can help you navigate all of this.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into YouTube advertising. We hope you've learned some valuable insights to help your business succeed in the digital world. We'll see you next time.